Hi everyone, I am the CRM Ninja and I am absolutely thrilled and delighted to have Neil Benson appearing on the Oops Factor today. Neil, thanks so much.
Hi, EY. It's great to be with you. It's Monday morning here in Brisbane, Australia. I guess it must be Sunday evening with you in London. So thanks very much for inviting me on your show.
It's an absolute pleasure. Now, many of you will know Neil already from his Scrum for Dynamics 365 and Business Applications course, which is wonderful. And I have to iterate here, I get nothing for mentioning this at all. I did the intro course last year and it was really helpful to me. So thank you so much for providing these sort of things.
Oh, it's my pleasure. You know, I'm on a mission to help everybody use the Scrum framework to implement business apps. I've got my free course, and if you enjoy that, then there's a paid course to prepare you for Scrum certification afterwards.
Indeed. And I will include a link so people can go and check it out. Having taken the introduction course, I'm hoping to take the full course later on this year. And I was just that people go do it. It's great. And it includes something that I was going to ask you about in terms of hobbies, because you enjoy Lego and it includes pictures of Lego in it. So tell us more about Lego.
I do. So I was looking fairly intellectual concepts. Scrum's full of things like sprint planning and sprint goals and development teams. How could I illustrate these things? And then I stumbled across the idea of using Lego figures. So I had to go buy lots of Lego. My kids were thrilled. I had to buy lots of Lego figures, build sets, take photographs, and use those to illustrate my courses. Well, of course, I've been doing lots of conferences and presentations, so I've had to accumulate quite a lot of Lego. Fortunately, it's a tax write-off, and my kids love playing with it afterwards. So, yeah, it works out as a win-win for everybody.
Lego is very exciting. What's the most extreme or large number set of Lego that you have currently?
Well, we just bought a site called the Lego Ideas Treehouse. So Lego Ideas is a site where any Lego hobbyist can go and publish their Lego creation and have other people vote for it. And if it
Wow.
meets certain criteria, and Lego will build your set. They'll make it into an official Lego product. The guy who built the Lego Treehouse was flown to Copenhagen. He spent a few days with a Lego designer. They tweaked his design to make it a little bit stronger and to fit some of the design constraints. And it's now a published piece. And he earns royalties every time there's a set sold. So
That's
it's a
amazing.
fab idea and a great way for Lego to draw their community into their product. Awesome.
So anybody out there who's a Lego enthusiast, I know there are quite a few people in the technical community. If you've got an idea, upload it, who knows? Extra source of income for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, so we've got this Lego Treehouse. It's 3,000 pieces. It's for ages 16 and up. My little 7-year-old and I are building it together.
Did you know, by the way, that Lego Build, not Lego Build, but Lego have a special pair of slippers that they sell. The point of the special pair of slippers is that you can wear them and you don't have to worry about stepping on Lego and getting hurt on your feet.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to get a couple of pairs, actually. That sounds great.
I'll send you a link. Anyhow, moving from Lego to the Oops Factor, what do you have to share with us this evening?
I think it's a great way to reduce your project costs, shrink your timelines, and build amazing business applications. But unfortunately, what I want to share with you is a Scrum project to implement a couple of Dynamics apps that went pretty badly, actually, and so badly, the project got terminated. How's that for an oops?
I think that's definitely a big oops there. Yes, termination of a project. So go on. What can you tell us about it?
So it was actually, one of the problems was it was two projects in one. We treated it like a single project, and it should have been two. But what happened was we were working for a university, implementing a new student application for them. That was going really well. Another couple of departments, the HR department and the finance department, came together and said, can you build a couple of apps for us? The finance team wanted an expense claim application, a little bit for students, but mostly for staff. And the
Okay.
HR department had a whole suite of paper-based forms that they wanted digitized. Included job applications and permission forms for this, that, and the other little business process that they had. So these two departments came together and said, can we use Dynamics to replace? We kicked off that project, and one of the things that I should have done is insist on a proper initiation and discovery piece to really get to grips with the requirements at the start. We didn't do that. We just rushed headlong straight into this thing. First day of the first sprint, we spent analyzing the requirements and building out our product backlog. We should have done that before the project started because I hadn't really set the client's expectations properly and we'd already started the project.
So no discovery phase, and you hadn't set any expectations, just jumped straight into the tech.
That's right. One of their architects had given me a copy of all the existing forms and said, how long is this going to take to build? And that's the requirements that I had in order to do my estimates. And I said, oh, probably 10 sprints. And yeah, that was a mistake. So we should have done a proper discovery, what I call a story mapping session, to uncover the requirements, business processes, the user roles, all that good stuff, and set some proper expectations. Yeah, man, that's what a mistake. So the other thing that happened was we discovered that the client had tried to do this work before using a bunch of PHP developers, and they had a user design consultancy that had built some beautiful looking wireframes, and they wanted us to meet those wireframes exactly. So we had to get Dynamics portals to be pixel perfect, which is pretty tough, right? It's a great rapid application development platform for building configurable forms, but it's not, a web content design platform where you can move things a couple of pixels left or right.
No, it's really not made for that. It's, as you say, it's built to deliver the application, but it's not really there, to be pixel perfect and absolute, bespoke creation website with everything around it.
Yep. So that took us a long time to try and set their expectations. We invested a lot in our engineering to try and get the forms to look right, with custom fonts, with custom lookup fields, and that stumbled along for a few sprints until they dropped the bombshell. Everything had to be delivered on mobile as well. And
oh gosh,
this was on any device because it was a kind of bring your own device environment. We had students and faculty using, iPhones, Samsungs, so all sorts of, and not just phones, but tablets as well.
Right.
And so that just blows out our testing requirements as well.
Yeah, that changes the whole landscape. I mean, you now need to be device agnostic, which, especially with portals as to how they were until recently, really is quite difficult.
Yeah, so that was another big challenge. We had lots of project managers from the university side. The HR team had one project manager, the finance team had two project managers, and we didn't really have a product owner. Right? In Scrum, you need to have a single, accountable, knowledgeable product owner who can make decisions, provide requirements, accept the work when it's done. We lacked that, and we scrambled around trying to get people to accept pieces of work and give us requirements. And we had to go through these layers of project management. And
wow.
That was
Sounds like project hell almost, too many project managers and nobody with ultimate accountability and responsibility from their side.
That's right. Yeah. So I think it was maybe the fourth project manager from IT who had just joined, did a review of the project, and eventually he cancelled it. He said, look, this just isn't going to meet the requirements and we're going to have to do something else. And to be honest, it was a sigh of relief for the team. They had not enjoyed working on this project. Actually, we had been shifted around all these different spare rooms in the university. Lots of projects going on, and ours wasn't top priority. So we weren't given a permanent space.
Right.
We were shifted from one meeting room to a canteen to an old lecture theatre. Often there was other project teams working in the same space, and we were competing for whiteboards and PowerPoints. And
that's really not really conducive, to a proper work environment and stuff.
No. So I think some of the team were relieved. I unfortunately copped it because fair play, this senior project manager who expect you to escalated the issues, and he was right. And to be honest, that was half my big university project was going so well that I didn't pay proper attention to the smaller HR and finance project, and I should have pulled the plug on it, even if the client wanted to go ahead. The warning signs were all there. I was just refusing to look at them and see them for what they were.
Yeah, now sometimes it just can slip under our noses, and we really should, make more of an effort to keep on top of that sort of thing. And I know personally in my work experience, I've occasionally had to can a client because it just wasn't the right fit, either at the beginning or when going through it. And it was just, we had different things, we worked in different ways, we were never going to work together properly. It just wasn't going to work out. So,
Well, the sooner you can discover that and do something about it, the better. I just let this one drag on far too long. So my advice out there is anybody, Scrum is still an amazing framework, but it's, you know, it's not a panacea. It's not going to cure an unimplementable project and save a client relationship that was doomed from the start.
Sure. So really the lessons we can learn from it that I'm hearing from you about this is that obviously Scrum is a great framework to be using. And I can attest to that myself, you know, agile principles and all the rest of that. But you need the right people there, both on your side and on the client side, and, you know, regular reviews and to make sure that you're on top of what's actually going on.
Yeah, so set it up in the right way before you start sprint one and make sure that there's the team and the roles are in place, everybody understands their responsibilities and how, the mechanics of the Scrum framework. Make sure there's a good product backlog and there's reasonable expectations about what Dynamics 365 or the Power Platform apps can do and what they're going to be used for and what the requirements are, and off you go. But you know, we should have been using the sprint retrospectives to have a look back and make sure we were on track. We just weren't doing that. So unfortunately, I had to write off quite a lot of our fees. And
I can imagine, yes.
So hopefully everybody out there can learn the lessons.
Thank you so much for coming on and sharing that. And I said, if you haven't heard of Scrum, whoever's watching this, please do go check it out. It really is really good and agile principles and really amazing. And I would highly recommend it when possible.
Thanks, EY. It's great to be on your show. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Now, before you go, because I obviously, being Monday morning, you've got a full day ahead of you. If you could have someone appear on the show to share their Oops Factor story, who would you want to appear on the show?
Have you had Leon Tribe on yet? Leon,
I have not.
Was a great co-worker of mine. He's based in Sydney. Dozens of successful projects. I'm sure a couple of instances where things that the plan you can share with you.
Brilliant. Well, of course, I know of Leon, and I think I've communicated with him once or twice. So, yeah, we will get that set up. Brilliant. Thank you for that recommendation.
All right. Thanks, EY.
No problem. Viewers, we hope you've enjoyed this. Please feel free to check out the rest of the Oops Factor playlist, which should be appearing on your screen now. And feel free to subscribe to the channel and check out my blog. Have a great day.